And hello, welcome back to Redlock. Welcome to the final match of finals of winners bracket. A really important and notable match here between nujabes and Wanderio. Both really strong opponents, both really great. They're here in the finals, fighting for that last place in the grand finals. Winners side. The last final match before this, which was the losers bracket one between Sparkly Fairy and Non-Cycle, ended in a 7-5 victory for Sparkly Fairy, like almost 24 hours ago. So the loser of this will go to face on Sparkly Fair in the losers bracket grand finals, and the winner will have that big advantage being in the winner's side, where they will have that bracket reset in their advantage to win Redlock and become Canada's biggest hope. I'm here today joined by Exia. Hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
As well as obviously Suikun Free, who's our streamer, our lovely streamer. Have to mention it as well. So yeah, how do you see this match? How excited are you to see these two amazing
Expect
players
a lot
face up
of.
against?
I mean, yeah, these two players decorated in such skills, such resilience in this tournament. I mean, reaching winners bracket with the caliber of tournament players that we have, and even some like really high ranked players that we have been seeing. It's been great to watch all these matches. I mean, really early leavings from some higher seeds, such as like Pink Eye Fan, Azer, and now we're going into a finals winners bracket match where both of these seeds are a little lower than our kind of projected seeds to be in the winners bracket. But here we are, is nujabes, aka T's Fury and Wanderio. Both of these players had a really treacherous road, but he has just been absolutely roaring through his side of the bracket, especially a 6-0 sweep against Pika and in the first finals. No points per one against him, as well as another match against Birch Man in that semifinals as well. And now we get into a winners bracket match where, yeah, the star rating, we're at 7.8 now. We are in OWC territory, OSU World Cup territory for star rating. Everything is going to be as difficult as everything is shown in the best of competitions. So, yeah, this match is going to be really one-sided in some of these first map picks. But once the coin flip maps start to come in, that's when we're going to see some really intense matches.
Indeed. From the warm-up alone, you can definitely see the caliber of these players. They're just casually hitting 5.4 circle size, full screen, full area jumps. So might as well. This is the level you expect to see in a winners final as well, and this is why they've been like making so not easy progress, but they're making steady progress, and now they're here just one match from grand finals, and then inevitably one match from winning it all. So yeah, seeing these players here today is definitely quite enjoyable, and it's gonna be a really good match to see. Probably gonna be a lot closer than most people think. I feel like we will probably go to see that tiebreaker. I think. I don't think we'll even in the coin flip picks. I still think it's gonna be quite close between them, as you said. So it's interesting. It's interesting. We'll see how the match develops. First few picks are gonna be also pretty decisive because it will carry a lot of momentum for these players into the coin flips. Also help morale, since you do need a strong mentality for this. You have to hold your composure and hold your nerves so you don't just blunder when you're needed absolute most. So if you lose the first couple of free picks in a row, your event might be over for some of these players. But these players should hold that mental quite high and should be maintaining a pretty good consistency throughout the. And as the job hits that ending, kind of crazy.
Is this the warm up of all time? This might be the Noma one of all time. This warm up just kind of shows that Wanderio's aim is just, it's kind of good. 19 minutes against the 49 minutes. Maybe warm ups will kind of show if you're gonna be picking these kind of maps against them. 4-minute map, I believe, for warm ups. Is that over the limit? We don't know, but Yeah, looking at this pool right now, you got tons of like OWC level pools. I mean, the tiebreaker is URPG, OWC 2021 custom tiebreaker for the grand final, as well as a couple of really, really cool tech maps. I mean, I'm looking at Noma 4 with the Illegal Legacy, with the Halgo and Sharu map, as well as Nomad 6. All the hard rocks have been really, really aim control. You have precision aim and tapping mechanics, and as well as some really weird map in the Hard Rock 3 and as well as the Hard Rock 4. DTs, these are kind of like these default DTs that we've seen over through the entire tournament. Still in the warm-up, so just talking about the pool just a little bit. DT4 Dance Showcase, pretty well-known map, but a very, very aimy, very, very spacey burst. DT3 for the high BPM burst tech. DT2 for your stamina players, and DT1 because we love consistency aim on fiery rage maps.
There's definitely about as everything as for everyone as we get into quite probably the most chaotic warm-up map I've ever seen in my absolute life. It's AR8 as well, which doesn't make it any easier. But yeah, as you mentioned, the map pool is quite, since the map pool is so big, there's so many skill sets to choose from, and we'll see how each player will adapt to every single other. I absolutely love the Hard Rock 4. I feel like that map is super underrated. It's a really nice rhythmic map that and with the HR is only going to make it even more difficult for people to act and actually be comfortable on. So only the true people comfortable on rhythm and HR will probably get the best scores on that map. And apart from that, obviously there's so many maps to mention because like a lot of them are really well known. So there's just such a good selection of a map pool, and the quality is so high, as deserving as for a finals map pool.
We're just playing a lot of aim right now. This was Air 8. What are we doing for one? That's what Wanderia's hitting at. Okay.
Those slider jumps that they've been in the beginning section of the map as well, and it's like, how do you aim those at AR8? It feels like I wouldn't be able to read it.
Now we're in like a chill type section. 2 aim maps, both 3 minutes and 4 minutes. We're just waiting. They're warming up their aim. We're getting ready. If you've seen a couple of what these players can do, TSV are mainly going to be overpowered on the tapping mechanics / picks. So I believe Wanderio just bans most of the DT maps, leave open maybe the Noma 2, Noma 5, a little bit doable, a little bit more reachable for a bit of a breakpoint. But TSV has been really good this tournament. I mean, Seed 5 and has just been absolutely blowing the competition out of the water lately. It's been great to see these players play. And this map is making my eyes burn. What is happening?
That's one way to put it. This map is definitely crazy, but yeah, no, we're gonna probably see what we've seen from both of them throughout the life of the tournament. So there should not be any surprises at the time where they're gonna pick and ban. We'll maybe see some slight surprises. What is this map? Hello? What? I lost my train of thought. When I saw those squares, I lost my train of thought. I'm completely. I'm stuck. What are they playing? What is Wanderio doing actually? Because he's actually like on a really good score as well. Well, that was definitely a warm-up, but yeah, with warm-ups done, the only thing left will be players switching slots since they're in the wrong slots at the moment, but that should not take any like long at all. But yeah, we will get into picks and bans. Well, first the roll and then picks and bans, but yeah, interesting to see if we'll see any surprises in the pick and ban phase. Probably not. We'll probably see the same usual from both of them, but maybe we'll see something different. Well, welcome back.
It was like it died for like 2 seconds and it came back on, which just
Your breaker popped.
I guess it did pop. Okay, we're back. Hopefully the microphone didn't break during that. So
You're a bit quiet.
A little bit quiet. So let's turn it up.
That can be fixed, I
Nah,
think.
Maybe we could just make it a little bit. Let's look at the bands. I mean, TS Fury, Wanderio, very polar opposites in skill sets, and you can already see TS Fury already banning some of the gimmick, already the low AR maps out of the way. Noma 6 and Hidden 2, straight out the gate, no gimmick, no low AR 8.5 and no low AR 7 for the Hidden 2, and as well as both speed maps, DT3 and Nomad 5 getting out of the way, but straight into the A map is what Wanderio is gonna go into. And I believe the warm-up kind of already showed the script of what our first map is gonna be. This A map, very consistent, nothing else to say. Couple of bursts, couple of really weird 5-note bursts that are linear streams, if you could say that, but is mainly going to be very straightforward on the aim, and Wanderio just going straight for it makes a lot of sense.
Yep, we'll probably see more of these types of maps from Wanderio getting picked as long. But yeah, interesting to see that DT3 and Nomad 5 was banned, but DT2 was left open, which I feel like DT2 is a bit harder than the DT3, but there's people for everything. Maybe they find the DT3 more uncomfortable than the DT2. But we get underway with the Nomad one. Man with a Mission. This song is absolutely banger. I am more familiar with the Love set rather than this set of the map, but this set is also a lot of just similar full screen, really big jumps across the side. And well, there is a first to miss on the map, while nujabes is holding a really strong 99 accuracy, I see.
Yep, already talked about it. Number one, very straightforward, just aims and then burst, and basically the entire point of the map. It is basically the rule of thumb for these number ones, where you don't miss in the key eyes, or else going to be very note locked. So watch out for that. But these key eyes are one of the most difficult parts of the map. As you can already see, the cross screen is going to be here for 24/7. And Wanderio, the only person to break first. We already showed in the beginning that Wanderio had the combo and had a little bit more aim in the warm-ups, but now with nujabes, aka TS Fury, already on the combo and is still FCing, Wanderio just keeps missing left and right, finally finding the break, but the breaks have happened a little later, so 33k in the lead with a bit of combo down is not going to hurt at all, as it basically is an equal game with that lead on TS Fury.
Yeah, that break from nujabes though, that's not exactly what you want to see, especially since this is technically still the slow part of the map, so this is the easier side, as we will get right into a Ki shortly. Wanderio does hit it, so they go into this Ki section with a bit of advantage. That combo is gonna start building up, but as long as they hit the Ki, they will only continue to scale more and more, and will bring the lead towards their side. Nujabes is finding a break in the Ki, and if Wanderio holds, they will take the lead.
Ooh,
that's huge. That's huge for Wanderio.
Right down at the second Ki. It's going to be very good for Wanderio to keep on. And there's going to be a bit of free combo. It's a little bit more stable than you saw in the rest of those Ki's. Still going to be very difficult. Still need to be very consistent. No unfocusing is allowed in this type of normal one. The lead does shift over for the first time for Wanderio in this map. With a little bit of more combo, a huge amount of combo to be in fact, and it's going to give him so much more leeway. Just can't find any more breaks in this little bit of an easier section. It is very missable, but he doesn't miss at all. He's going to find another miss right there, and that's going to actually give TS Fury a bit of lead. More misses on Wanderio gives so much chances to TS Fury as this back and forth battle on the Noma 1 keeps going. Another miss on Wanderio and TS Fury. He's keep going and keeps hitting the circles. It's absolutely madness as the lead shifts for the third time this map.
What consistency. What a consistency from them. They held throughout that whole tapping part as well, which definitely gives them such a big advantage going here in pretty much the last Ki of the map. They find a slider break though. there is hope for Wanderio to take it back, but they would have to FC the absolutely whole rest of the map if they want anything to happen. It is 10k difference between these two, less than 10k now, but is this KI? It's about these full screen chums that they're about to find. Wanderio does hit them all to finding the miss, so that pretty much kills all of their chances to come back here at the last second of the map. What consistency from these two players on most of the jump sections is
he hitting
just
the ending?
wow.
Is he actually gonna hit the ending? Okay, no, he doesn't hit the ending. That is probably the more difficult parts of the map, but TS Fury getting the breakpoint immediately straight off the first map is already gonna be such a lifesaver in this best of 13, as this map will extend so wide in skill sets and so wide in star rating as well. And that's going to be the breakpoint. 1-0, nujabes. TS Fury striking first already.
Early, really early breakpoint. I was expecting a breakpoint maybe to be a bit later, but this map has been pretty in favor for nujabes. They've been consistent throughout the map. They had a couple sections where they found a couple more breaks, especially in the, I would say, the second third of the map. That's when they started getting a couple of breaks, like every couple of notes, but then they managed to regain consistency and hold it throughout the rest of the map. Of course, finding a couple more breaks, because this map is absolutely just colossal of an A map. But yeah, looking at their pick, it's that DT2 I mentioned earlier, which I was surprised he was not banned, but maybe Wanderio knows something that we don't. But yeah, this is gonna be insane. Bans have been the Hidden 2 and Nomad 6, the low AR ones from nujabes, and then DT3 and Nomad 5 from Wanderio. So I don't know why they didn't ban DT2. I feel like DT2 would have been a better ban than Nomad 5. But maybe they are consistent on this map specifically. But Luda Projection, not exactly the easiest maps, and it's gonna be a bit of stamina intensive DT, especially really long DT map, almost 5 minutes of 5 minutes in length. So it's gonna be a slow burner, this one.
Doesn't mean that Wanderio can't play this. He has speed, he does have the tapping, but TS Fury for skill caps and tapping he's just a lot more capable of these more dense, more high action, high stamina maps. And this one is a range where Wanderio can still reach TS Fury on the 225 BPM, but it is still really close for accuracies. I mean, Wanderio already with a 2% lead with both FC still intact. It's not going to be that much until we get a break, but it's one of those maps where the longer it goes, the longer the streams are and the faster it becomes. But Wanderio, it does going to have a really huge implication on when these misses happen for him, because you cannot be missing against TS Fury, as his stamina is limitless. He's an unlimited stamina on these kind of maps. The 220 BPM, the 225 BPM streams and the def streams not giving up at this moment right now, and it is continuing to shred right now. The figure control section right here and the very def stream-esque stamina section here is the reason why TS Fury shines in these maps. Wanderio with a very early break, still actually above accuracy, but TS Fury just comboing the heck out of this, and Wanderio with another break. It is going to be so unfortunate, but where does TS Fury even break? After all of that def streaming that happened, he's gonna find a break out of nowhere, and Wanderio, his lifeline is still here.
They missed on one of those stacked offset bursts, and that's pretty much was probably the most awkward place to find a miss. But yeah, they have quite a big advantage. They're actually in a ag disadvantage because they keep overstreaming the map. It's not because they're understreaming or having like difficulties with tapping. It's just that they keep overstreaming. And it's definitely something that it's interesting to see when a player, instead of being uncomfortable with the BPM, is actually too comfortable and is going into overstreaming. But yeah, Wanderio on the other side seems to be struggling a bit more, especially on this stop and go section with the streams. But yeah, just look at the job. It's definitely their map. They don't seem absolutely bothered by it. Even that miss on on the offset, the stack was not enough to stop them. They managed to build up pretty much all the combo they lost, but here on the finger control, they do lose a bit, and they find another break.
All the advantage. I mean, all the combo that TS Fury built up in the beginning is the reason why he's in the lead by about 90k, and this just breaks left and right now. TS Fury, that combo is the only thing that has him in the lead by this much, but if Wanderio were to make a comeback in this map, TS Fury would need to find breaks every 100 combo and so often, and Wanderio needs to have a little bit more combo and a little bit more holding. But I guess a break's gonna be blessed to you, but is there enough time? I don't believe there's enough map considering how many misses that Wanderio had in the early parts, but this is one of the finger control-y parts of the map. Very, very difficult if you have all of your stamina depleted from the beginning of the map. But what I just said about the misses from TS Fury happening back then happened, but Wanderio finds the trade, and it definitely is going to be TS Fury's point. Up 2-0, consolidating on the second pick advantage that you have in this match, and it is going to be 2-0 for TS Fury as he is lightning speed already up in the series.
Yeah, and it's now gonna be a question of if they can keep up the momentum and they'll continue to get these break points and points, as the morale for Wanderio might not exactly be the best. They've lost the first pick and now they're about to lose another pick quite convincingly from Nujabes, who has been kind of just destroying this map. But yeah, on paper, really close. Really close in the first segment of the map, but then nujabes had just so much better consistency throughout the rest of the map, which propulsated them to win this quite convincingly. But yeah, now we go back into Wanderio's pick. They need a convincing pick that they can win, so they can get a bit of confidence boost back in themselves and not just allow Nujabes to run away with it. And it's gonna be the hidden one picked by Wanderio.
I believe this map is very one-sided for Wanderio, as he is very, very comfortable on these hidden picks, but doesn't mean that TS Fury doesn't have the ability to not play hidden. Both of these players have really good hidden top plays in their Osu profile, so seeing hidden one be picked on already this early in this match is really scary, because this could lead to another break point, because nujabes, aka TS Fury, is capable of the hidden. Very, very simple map how we have here, very dense in aim for the 9.4 AR that we have for the stats here. It is very, very intense that this map really brings. All you're going to see is very awkward aim, a lot of strings of long jumps, and that's going to be the main part of that map. And you can already see some of these patterns, the very linear, octagonal, polynomial kind of jumping patterns are going to be very difficult to hit. Wanderio did find a bit of an early break already in the beginning of this map, but it is going to be a little bit too difficult for him to make a comeback here. It is still early days for this map. But TS Fury finding a break, and so it is going to be basically even for both of these parties, except Wanderio with the early combo. A little bit more is going to give him a little bit more of a lead.
Yeah, so far it's been we saw a couple breaks from Wanderio and now from nujabes as well. It seems to be pretty even here in the first quarter, but things could change. One player could just absolutely get that amazing consistency throughout the second half of the map, and they could absolutely outperform our expectations. But so far, both players are absolutely hitting absolutely everything. There's a chain miss there from nujabes, but Wanderio is still holding, and they will manage to snowball themselves a pretty convincing lead if they can hold this combo as long as possible. But yeah, this is everyone's game. If we see a break that we saw from nujabes on the side of Wanderio, I feel like nujabes could pretty much bridge the gap back to him, but since the KI sections have been so even between them, they've been hitting absolutely every single difficult, especially all the hexagon old patterns that we saw, like those, and the squares as well. They just have absolute insane aim control on this hidden one. But oh, that's another break from nujabes though, so tricky.
Yeah, left and right breaks. Wanderio does find that trade out. 100k in the lead currently. You see the stats at the bottom of your screen. And if I was about to talk about how Wanderio, if he finds any breaks in this kind of section right here and TS Fury keeps the combo, it's going to be very, very hard for TS Fury to make a comeback due to the accuracy being another protective layer for this lead and just more breaks coming from TS Fury. But this map is just so demon with their different kind of linear, very, very aim control-y type aim, I would say. Not really, but it's just the map is just so difficult. Another break from Wanderio. TS Fury only up by 100 combo, which is basically nothing in the terms of a 100k lead and only 1/3 of the map to go. And missing in the slow section is not going to make your life easier to make this comeback, as TS Fury buying breaks left and right as Wanderio just keeps holding. And I believe this might be the map already if more breaks come from TS Fury and Wanderio doesn't find any slip-ups this here.
Yeah, those back-to-back breaks from them might just cost them the whole point here. This one there is big. They definitely picked it knowing that they will be the one more comfortable on it. They definitely picked it because they know that this map is exactly what they want to have right now, especially after that probably slight frustration on the Nomad one where they didn't manage to win. But look at their aim. They're so confident right now. They're hitting absolutely every single pattern in the map while nujabes is struggling to even hold any sort of combo. So yeah, finally finding a miss and another right there. But I don't think it matters. The difference is now 150k and there's just barely any lengths in the map left. So this point will go to them, and maybe this is the pick that they truly needed right after those previous two picks in the number 1 and DT2.
Very, very smooth pick from Hidden One on Wanderio. I did say TS Fury had the hidden ability, and it did show in this map that he does have the ability to kind of hang on the hiddens, such as this one. But Wanderio does have a little bit of more of an edge, especially with a little bit more combo than TS Fury, and a little bit of an act difference as well. So yeah, Wanderio won on all stops in this map, and especially in this kind of aiming map, which you can kind of look around in this map. Well, maybe you can go into something more awkward, such as some of these tech hidden maps as well, with that little flow kind of aspect of these maps. But TS Fury, next map pick for him, and as we've seen, one on the Nomad 1 due to very, very good consistency, as well as the DT2 just having a lot more combo. Not the better accuracy, but the combo game just in his pocket. Look at that, the rest of the map pool. Hard Rock still all available, but DT1 is going to be the choice. Going into a Fiery Rage-esque map is where we're going to see those kind of 1-2s, very linear jumps of those back and forths that we're going to see. Cross screen is probably going to happen in this map quite a bit, but about a 10.5 AR. Excuse me, it's about 10.5 AR than your usual 10.3 AR that you see in these basic DT1s for the AR9. It is AR 9.2 this time.
We get to see another aim pretty much derby between the two players. We'll get to see even more aim maps here with the. This is the third aim map that we're gonna see now. Not in a row because we had that DT2 in between, but now we'll have this one here with Pendulum Showdown, the Fiery Diff. This is gonna be quite interesting to see between the two players. The AR is really, really high. It's gonna definitely test the best out of the both players in high AR reading capabilities, as it's 10.5, which is, I would consider it quite high AR at this point.
I think a little bit of a danger of this map is also the slider points of this map, but I don't think that's going to be a big problem for any of these players because you are going to be following the sliders naturally. And due to some of this map being very, very diff bumpy, and you're going to definitely see those weirds out of nowhere 1-2s, just such as that one that just came up. And now here's the main part of the map where the jumps and the song do kick up. A lot of accuracy lead for TS Fury, but Wanderio finding the first break, and about 1/8 of the map is not going to do some huge damage. This is still 3 minutes and 34 seconds of this map, and so lots of time, lots of combo to build up back again for Wanderio if he can. and will be able to kind of make a comeback hit here in this D2-1. But TS Fury accuracy is basically vice versa from each other. 100 drops from TS Fury and Wanderio, and now it is still the combo advantage for TS Fury as he's continuing on his FC dominance on this D2-1.
Yeah, ever since the map started picking up, they've been so comfortable. They've been only dropping a couple lags as Wanderio drops the whole combo they've been building up. While the nujabes just continues to hold their consistency, and they look so strong and dominant on this map. They don't look they're gonna break at all, even though they've dropped a couple of 100s. They look so comfortable, finally finding a break. But they have a bit of advantage, not enough to be enough, as Wanderio is managing to recover quite a combo of their own. So it's a matter if they can hold for the same section. They find a slider break, unfortunately, so they won't manage to carry that combo just enough for them to recover the whole the score. But yeah, with that break again, now nujabes holds a notable combo as we get into the halfway point of the map, as this map is really close between those two players. I feel like anyone finds a chain miss here and it's pretty much over. nujabes misses on the last note of the pattern. What?
We're missing in no places. The combo right now for Wanderio is a bit scary, as that lead could definitely deplete really fast, but Wanderio finding another break, and as soon as someone has a little bit of advantage to bring that lead a lot more further, it just ends up slipping off of their hands with more breaks. And as TS Fury continues on it, both training at the same time, favoring TS Fury, Wanderio just needs a bit more combo and a bit more time and a bit more slip-ups from TS Fury as well to be able to try and grab this breakpoint back. That Nomad 1, a little bit of slip up there, but into this DT1, you need this breakpoint. It's very possible Wanderio finding more breaks. TS Fury not going to consolidate any trades any further, but that trade a little bit more further up, 71k in the lead for himself, as Wanderio just needs to pray. He needs more breaks from TS Fury, but he, as himself, needs more holds. But this map looks over already, as the map dwindles down to its last circles in time. I believe this is already going to be the win for TS Fury, as 4 maps are already been played. It is going to be 3-1-4, TS Fury in the lead, as Wanderio still kind of scratching for a breakpoint back, as it is going to be a lot scarier in the end game of this series. And he hits the ending just like that.
The absolute aim consistency, tenacity, even to just hold throughout this map, it's definitely way too much for both of the players, but they managed to absolutely destroy this map. I feel like both players played this map really well, but they had moments where obviously the map just gets absolutely too difficult even for them. But yeah, they played it absolutely insane. Unfortunately, Wanderio didn't manage to hold that of a big of combo to get the score lead back, but they had moments where there was hope shining for them, where they could have had maybe the lead go back to them, but just the consistency from nujabes has been just out and out really good, just like it was for Wanderio on the hidden one. But now we go on to another hidden map in the hidden 3, completely different from what we saw on the hidden one. So we'll see how the players manage to adapt to not an A map for once.
Slider. Basically what this map is all about. This is your slider A map. It isn't as techy as the Nomad 4 that we have in the Illegal Legacy map, but this is still very techy in its own right. It's a lot of sliders, lots of aims with that sliders. This is basically going to be a map where Wanderio is very comfortable on. TS Fury has shown very good looks on the hidden, but you can already see how the sliders are going to be implemented into this map very soon. Still a couple of easy doings on this map, but yeah, here we go. Main part of the map. This is basically vice versa what you're going to be seeing the entire way through of this map. First break on TS Fury. Both were SSing until that 100, and then a break from TS Fury. But Wanderio, of course, he's the one to shine on these hidden 3s. A 3-minute and 46-minute map. He has to keep going on, as he's still continuing to FC on this hidden 3, as these parts are just absolutely devastating, and it's just crazy how he's able to hit everything here.
Wanderio finally finds a break, but he instantly gets traded by nujabes. But yeah, both of these players have been just absolutely shredding the map. They've been absolutely matching themselves note by note until that first break from nujabes, and then Wanderio managed to build that really big combo into the KI section, which was absolutely insane to see. But now we will see if they can manage to continue. They find the break on the same sliders, so nothing is lost. Wanderio will keep their lead, and they have that accuracy advantage because of nujabes' big break. I think it was on a tapping pattern when they dropped a bit of accuracy and then a couple misses as well, just right before the slower section. But now this section of the map, it's absolutely bar for bar. They hitting every single slider and as well they barely dropping any 100s on this section. It's absolutely insane to see. This is pure tech gameplay from both of them. They're absolutely destroying this map mechanically when they're finding a slider.
That's a huge break.
It is a pretty huge break because nujabes will now have the momentum to carry the score lead back into their advantage, but they have to hold throughout the section. They can't drop absolutely anything, and they do hold.
And they do hold indeed. This is territory where Wanderio needs for these misses to happen for TS Fury. Unfortunate misses from Wanderio overall, but a very free combo section coming up for TS Fury, so that lead's gonna shorten and get a little closer to his side. But here we go, back up again on his bull crap of this map. This map does have a really difficult section in this ending, so if anything could happen, it could happen now, but TS Fury needs to FC through the hardest part of this map, as Wanderio needs to pray for the breaks to happen a lot sooner. The Space Dream gets a lot of chain misses on TS Fury as the opportunity was there, but the opportunistic kind of there is not going to be at all, as TS Fury finding breaks before the huge difficult part is finding more chain misses. Wanderio still trading back and forth, but at the very end, the chain misses heavily gave Wanderio such a wonderful lead. It was about 20k, about 15k in the lead for TS Fury, but Wanderio, by the skin of his teeth, been blessed from the chain misses and is able to grab this point that could have been scarily a break point, but that hidden 3 showing why that's probably one of the more difficult maps of the pool.
I couldn't look. I honestly couldn't look. It was absolute heartbreak from the nujabes when they found that those changes on both streams. It was really close. I feel like if they held at least one of them, it would have been a lot closer because Wanderio was finding breaks of their own as well in that ending part. But yeah, Wanderio brought the map a lot more consistent, and it definitely shows a lot by the miscount. Nujabes just had a little of unlucky breaks and act drops, which definitely didn't help consistency wise. So yeah, if we get to see another hidden map, which we might, unfortunately we only have one of, which is the hidden 4. I feel like something like this might happen again, but we will go into another DT. We will go into DT4, pretty much emptying out the DT pool. All of them getting picked by nujabes as well, so we'll get into Justice Dance.
A little bit of a banger. It's a little bit of a banger, though. This is a very common map.
It is a banger, and it's the most different style of DT that there is in the pool.
Yeah, what you've been seeing in all of these other maps that we've just played, it just takes a bit of a different direction, and what we have in the DT pool, DT1, a lot of aim, a lot of jumps, DT2, very stamina based, but this DT4, very space burst, a lot of sliders that do end up being very far to hit with some really weird slider points. And so the DT4 for TS Fury to be picking into, very scary, because I believe Wanderio does have a little bit of a skill in this kind of section, or excuse me, this S kind of map, for where these bursts could be very shit missable at some times, but very hittable. It's the start command. It is time for DT4, or 6th map picked by TS Fury. A breakpoint is still needed for Wanderio to make a tie and hopefully bring this to tiebreaker, as this is the finals winners bracket, where we want to see a very long match. We want to see a very intense match between both of these players, but we've already been seeing that throughout the entirety of this match already. You already see that hidden 3. You already seen the DT2 that could have been anyone's game, as well as the DT1. But now into the DT4.
And as you can tell already by this intro, this map is a lot of linear patterns where not everyone is comfortable on, but both players making quick and easy work of absolutely every single one. So far, only one they were finding a break on the beginning section, but now nujabes is finding a break as well, and a couple eye drops to even the situation. But the slider break from Wanderio keeps things even in combo, and score is barely any different between the two. It's about 20k score difference, almost not even. So this map could just switch in an instant, the score lead, as we see that break from Nujabi, so it might switch, but no, we see an instant break from Wanderio, so it's just a matter of who hits these patterns more comfortably, who holds the combos after the other one breaks, and right now Wanderio is holding a pretty substantial combo and will actually grab themselves the lead in the map.
I feel like I'm watching the same play right now. Both of these accuracies are basically the same. A little bit more combo on Wanderio, which brings them in the lead by about just 4 digits right now. Any more breaks right here could mean the ending of this map. Wanderio, the breakpoint opportunity is here with this DT4 map. I said that Wanderio is a little bit good at this kind of skill set. The alt kind of very flowy map set with the high BPM the very high kind of note density that this DT4 has. Excuse me, I'm stuttering so much, but here we go. One more section to go. Let's see if any more breaks come from any of these players. Both of these players absolutely crisp, clean, the smoothest of both of these players going crazy, but it's going to be a trade from TS Fury. There is Wanderio find a break, but is going to be blessed with that trade. Still needs to hold, still needs to go stronger, and as the map continues its dance, it is still the lead for Wanderio. TS Fury breaking on nothing, but I believe that is the end of the map. Wanderio, he needed this breakpoint, and that is the breakpoint that he shall receive and be earned as the map finally brings itself back to equilibrium, as a 3-3 score line is now what we have between both of these players.
Almost spin to win, by the way. 32k on the spinner from Nujabes. Jesus, they grabbed themselves almost the lead back from the spinner alone. Jesus Christ, that was really close. But yeah, I feel like if they didn't break on the slider, they would have grabbed themselves the lead back eventually, especially with the spinner at the end, where they doubled the spin amount from Wanderio. So yeah, just insane breakpoint. We're back to even points between the two players, so we're basically restarting the match square one. We get to see these two players trading picks again and again, maybe until tiebreaker. I really hope to see tiebreaker, but before tiebreaker, we will get into Illegal Legacy, which you did mention earlier when Hidden Free was picked, that it's not as difficult as the Number 4, but here's the Number 4. We will actually get to see the actual more difficult mechanic pick in the tag that is Illegal Legacy, which is, I feel like everybody has knows at least of the map if they not have played it. This is pretty much as intense as a tech map could get, with the really awkward and interesting slider patterns. So, be interesting to see which one shines on top of this map, so to say. Wanderio on the Hidden Free has been really consistent throughout the lane, but we also saw the nujabes be really good. So we see if the absence of Hidden will improve the consistency overall on this map, as we see Wanderio being the first one to break, and nujabes right now is absolutely destroying the map with a really strong 98 accuracy.
Yeah, it's going to be really smooth sailings from the early days of this map for TS Fury. Noma 4, you can already see how the difficulty is kind of spanning. More breaks on Wanderio, so the slider streams and the slider burst are not his forte, but the breakpoint that was earned on DT4 is soon to be efforts being smashed out of the wide open from TS Fury on this Noma 4. He FCs already through the first third of the map, which is going to be some huge combo and some huge free score right now, but still some very hard combo to gain. We still got 2 more sections, one a little bit of drop section and into the main key of the map where the melody does come back in. It's going to be a trade for both of these players, and at the very end of the day, TS Fury keeps his lead by about 150k, and with no map left to go, there is definitely possibly no way that Wanderio finds a comeback. There's a break from TS Fury, but you would need to like a lot more breaks from TS Fury if this map were to be blessed in your direction from Wanderio. He does find his footing back again, so it's not impossible as TS Fury. He needs to find more breaks for Wanderio to make this possible. The lead isn't budging any single bit because of the accuracy lead that TS Fury has, but this section is much more difficult. Into another cut stream section, and maybe this is possible for another break to happen from TS Fury, but no one falters, no one breaks, and I believe that's the map right there. Wanderio, that's a combo. TS Fury, more breaks. It definitely could be very possible. There's still some free combo at the very end of the map, but there is not enough time, not enough density, and not enough combo and score. Wanderio, DT4 breakpoint, but TS Fury answers back with another breakpoint in the row, and that's 3 breakpoints in the match as 4-3 lead comes back to TS Fury.
What are we watching? Genuinely, what are we watching? That was absolutely insane from both of them. Polar performances from them both. Where nujabes dominated the first half of the map, Wanderio dominated the second. But Jesus, that's an insane performance from both of them on this map, where they managed to absolutely destroy the hardest patterns possible without breaking a sweat. But yeah, unfortunately, another breakpoint for nujabes. We won't get to see players just trading picks yet. We will get to see more breakpoints. So yeah, Wanderio has to grab themselves breakpoint back if they want that tiebreaker to happen at the end of the match. But before that, we have to get into the next pick. nujabes picks Nomatsu. We get into another stamina tapping map where we will need to see the consistency from both of them. There's another OWC map as well, which is definitely gonna only increase the pressure for both of them. But yeah, nujabes has shown what they can do on stamina, and Wanderio has managed to show as well that they can definitely play tapping. So let's see if they have enough tapping for this map in particular as we get right underway with Nomatsu.
210 BPM of very, very flowy streams. Both of these players do have the stamina, do have the capability to play this map. With a little bit of back advantage for TS Fury is keeping him in the lead by just a bit, but the combo will not be in his favor as Wanderio finding that lead right back again in his lap and in his hands. But this map does not let up at all. It gets as more difficult as the map progresses. A little bit of more doubles, a little bit more finger control in the sections. It has a little bit of techie stream aspects in this map, but you already know what the story of Mythos Orbis in Nomatsu is. And now into a very slower section as Wanderio's combo is not that far behind, or excuse me, is a little bit further than TS Fury's combo, just about a 300 difference, but any breaks could happen here. A little bit of the build-up, XLs and DXLs happening in this section right here. And right now, Wanderio, he's still showing why he's still one of the greatest Nomatsu players for this kind of skill set. He's continuing the shred as TS Fury with the accuracy. Doesn't even matter as the combo on Wanderio is still continuing the flow. And that's a break on TS Fury as Wanderio blocking him out of the park on this Nomatsu. And he's still going. It's absolute madness happening on the Redlock stage.
What are we witnessing yet again? These two players are going absolutely insane on every single map. They've been just absolutely at peak performance. Wanderio is absolutely destroying this map, where the beginning seemed like they would struggle a bit, where they had that big act drop at the beginning. They've been having dropped a lot of 100 since. They actually recovered so much accuracy while still maintaining ahead of nujabes. And they do miss on that space, but what a score from Wanderio on this Nomatsu.
And he hits the ending. What kind of score was that? Beast, that was such an absolute baller score to see in front of our eyes. A 3 miss, a 5 miss as well from TS Fury. Don't even shy away from TS Fury's score, as that is some insane act as well for this Nomatsu. But as you breakpoint another player, they will breakpoint you back, as we've seen in this entire match. 4 breakpoints in this match in total, 3 in a row as well. And so basically, we're trying to find more picks. That's the point of the game now. What do you do? Just what do you do?
forget trading their own picks. How about we trade opponent picks? Trading trade picks constantly. We're just gonna see just constantly. Just I'm losing words. I'm stuttering. I'm losing words. What we like? Their performance is leaving me speechless. I do not know how to respond to this. Wanderio definitely knows, and they will pick that Nomad free. We will get to see a bit more in control style map rather than pure flowing map. But wow, I don't know if we'll ever get to see a performance like that on Nomad 2 again. But Jesus, I'm shocked. I'm just shocked.
Into a Nomad 3, we definitely calmed down on the intensity of the map. Nomad 4, very intense in the slider tech aspects. And now Nomad 2, very, very intense map for the flow aim and the 210 BPM stamina required for that map. And now we're going into I'd say somewhat calmer song. Map-wise, no. This is still as difficult as the maps that we've shown, especially in this one. Very snappy, very flowy, very Nomad 3-esque, because we just picked Nomad 3. And so with Wanderio picking into this, he's shown very, very good showings as in the Hidden 3 with some of that tech, some of these DT4 alt as well. That has been the breakpoint that gave him a little bit more trajectory to get himself back into this match. And so it's gonna be very, very one-to-one for both of these players. As yeah, both of these players very much can play alt.
Yeah, they definitely do. They're both really talented mechanical wise, so it's gonna be a matter of comfort on this map, as we see Wanderio being the first one to find the break. But yeah, this map is definitely not as simple as the DT4 was. This one is a lot more complex, especially with the snap patterns, as we just saw the one Wanderio broke on. It's needed quite a lot of aim control. You need quite a lot of aim control in this. It's a bit similar to Hidden One, but not even close to the difficulty. This Nomad 3, I would say it's a lot more aim control. It's a lot more difficult in that aspect than the Hidden One. So this is gonna be pretty intense. The Nujabes is still holding the SS though, so I don't know if there is hope for Wanderio on this one, but we couldn't see anything happen. But that SS is wow. 1/3 into the map, still holding the SS is quite crazy. Oh, that chain miss though.
Chain misses on both players. This is gonna be still good advantage for TS Fury, as the trades always favor the person in the lead, because there will be no advantage on any of these players. But the accuracy is basically dead even. There's a little bit more on TS Fury, which isn't the main part that we should be looking at. It's gonna be the combos that are gonna be the main part of this battle. And so right now, very flowy, very snappy sections right here. The aim not faltering at anyone's pace. And so the combo's very much dead even. 69,000 lead still up in the air right now, as both players not faltering at all, but it is going to be a falter in TS Fury. And this is where the lead starts to run away to Wanderio's side. But this map does not let up at all. The punches are all getting thrown at you. And so Wanderio needs to hold, needs to continue the holding as well. And that's going to be more blessings in your direction, as TS Fury finding another break in that lead so smoothly and so fast, going into the direction of Wanderio. A lead change finally happens. And as the ending of this map comes to a close, Wanderio, 700 combo, he's still going as TS Fury trades the breaks at the very same time. And that's going to be the map for Wanderio. The breakpoint streak, free breakpoint streak, has been ended with a pick from Wanderio coming in, and he's able to win his own map pick. And for the first time in this match, Wanderio will have the point lead for the very first time, 5-4 favoring Wanderio.
Holding on just exactly when they needed it the most. Wanderio held up consistency really well in that ending section, and they managed to grab themselves their own pick, finally getting to see a player win their own pick. But it only speaks volumes to how skilled both of them have been on each other's picks, and in general how skilled both of them are. So yeah, speaks truly just um, big amounts that this caliber of match is the highest we will see, except for the grand finals, of course. But we're not there yet. We still have to get through this finals match. We still have to see which one will climb on top. But now, the Javis has to respond with a good pick on their own. They have to find their own footing on this, and we will get to see the precision test in the HR2. That's what we will see from the Javis. We haven't seen any sort of precision-ish map so far in the match. The lowest CS we've seen was, I think, 4.5. So going from 4.5 to now eventually 7.3 is definitely gonna be quite a no 7.8. My bad. Uh, it's gonna be quite a huge jump, and we'll see which player is more comfortable on the precision map that is this HR2.
Anyways, this is precision as heck due to the circle size being 7.8 circle size, and so definitely going to be a lot smaller than your usual Hard Rock 2 at that 6.5 CS. Still have that Hard Rock 3, which does deal with that circle size 6.5, but that isn't the main focus right now. Hard Rock 2, precision aim. Basically, what you're seeing is basically the entirety of the map is what the aim you're gonna get. It is gonna be a lot more difficult at the end of at the end of this map. SS still on TS Fury, Wanderio, not far behind on the accuracy, but there's the reason why TS Fury is really good at the precision, and Hard Rock, his accuracies will be always impeccable on these kind of maps. But the aim, as I said, definitely gets harder as the map goes on, as the 2 minutes and 49 seconds keep dwindling with time. Hard Rock 2, very good for TS Fury. A break right there, so that's going to be really bad for TS Fury, as Wanderio has the combo, not the accuracy, but is the big reason why he's grabbing this lead further and further.
Ooh, that was a bit of an ugly 50 burst from the Javis, but it's fine. They're still home. They have so much accuracy that they still can lose, but I don't think they'll be losing. They look so comfortable on the accuracy on the HR, but they do find these slight miss-aims, which definitely don't put them in a good position in this map. We finally see a break from Wanderio, which gives a bit of hope for the Javis, but they have to see more breaks from Wanderio if they want to have any way back into this map. There is 1/3 of the map left. So it's all about this ending section here from both players. If Wanderio holds the combo, they will end up victorious on this, but they both trade each other. So it's not looking likely like we're gonna see any changes in the map. We have to see a break from either Wanderio or the Javis to fully conclude who's the winner. The Javis finding a break, and that might just be it, as Wanderio looking really strong on this HR2 right now, especially in the ending section. They're not seeming to find a break, and Nujabes is finding another one, and that is pretty much GG's on this HR2. Wanderio finding their second point in a row, and now they'll go 2 up.
Well as the match point being guaranteed for Wanderio. Wanderio has been an absolute unit in this tournament and has been such well-rounded on all skill sets and on all fronts. And the precision shows no better why he's a good contender for the OWC team in general, and as well as just the winner of the Red Lock tournament. Now, there's 15 misses from Wanderio, but a lot more combo in the very end is the reason why he's above 105k in the lead for this map. And now let's look at the future of this pool. Another breakpoint had been implemented, 5 in total for this entire match. Wanderio with the next pick still has the hiddens to play around with, still hidden 4 in the pool for this kind of map to be played around with. Hard Rock 3 is a map, I believe, that was not in my predictions for what he's going to pick. But I guess precision, if you win on precision, you go for precision again. This is not as precision heavy as our Hard Rock 2, but it is going to be a lot more flowy. It's a wispy map. White Ring, Cygnus, I believe, is the artist name. And so
Goodness,
going
yeah.
into this is going to be very scary for TS Fury. I believe this is coin flip now. We're going into the maps where everything is very coin flippy. Everything is going to be at its will to whoever just performs the best in these kind of maps. But Wanderio has been showing he's really good. His resilience has been absolutely perfect for this kind of match. He's up 6-4. This is his pick, and for the one to win it all, it is him. And so let's see how this map ripples into effect when TS Fury holds as Wanderio breaks.
Yeah, it's looking like this one is gonna be really close between these two players. This map is also really short. It's just under 2 minutes, but this map is as intense as a as a Hard Rock Free can get, especially at this circle size. It can only mean trouble for both of them. If they lose focus in a moment, we could see a couple of chain misses like we saw on the HR2 from nujabes. So maximum focus is needed. When they're finding another break though, so that is gonna give a lot of advantage for nujabes here in the second half of the map. But they do have to maintain the consistency, because if they break, Wanderio could climb themselves back, because they do have that 99 accuracy that is really in their favor. So we'll see if we see any breaks from nujabes. Doesn't look likely. And the score lead now is 200k. We have to see a break now from nujabes if we're gonna see any switch in lead. Wanderio on match point. They do want to see a break from nujabes. Nujabes breaks, and it's all up to Wanderio. If they can hold this ending, they might have just enough of map density to grab themselves the point back. But they do have to hit this absolute insane ending, and they hit it.
Oh my gosh.
They trade each other right there, and nujabes, by the skin of their teeth, if Wanderio didn't break, this would have been a lot closer in the end. But for the sake of the match and for the sake of nujabes, he manages to hold on, getting a back-to-back break points now. Both trading their picks yet again. And now we move on to nujabes' pick, which is the last pick of the match. The most important pick. 6 break points.
Yeah, 6 break points in total for this entire match. It's been an absolute blast already. Watching both of these players just go at it in this absolutely difficult OWC-esque level pool. But it is going to be the last pick of the regular series. It is going to be Hard Rock 1, picked by nujabes, aka TS Fury, and we are going to an AO Ponzu map. This map very, I believe, popular in some sort of scenes for farming, for maps in general. And it's just a very good map in general, I believe, but it is going to be that Hard Rock on to it as well. Streams at 210 BPM, aim at 210 BPM. This has basically both of worlds for the aim and tapping, and so if anyone can really shine in this map, it is TS Fury. But Wanderio has shown in the Nomad 1s, especially in some of these other maps that we've seen, Nomad 2 especially, with that 800k score on that Nomad 2, has shown that anything is very possible. Anything could come out of nowhere in this map. And so, TS Fury, this Hard Rock 1 pick, you need to win it. And as we go into that elusive tiebreaker that could very well much happen with the URPG OWC 2021 Grand Finals tiebreaker, but this Hard Rock 1 is the only thing standing between that elusive map.
It's been absolutely crazy between these two players throughout the whole length of the match, and it comes down to it might come down to this last pick between them on the HR1, which is pretty much HR consistency, where they have to be consistent on aim and tapping. They have to maintain this consistency throughout the almost 4 minutes of train that this map has. So we'll see who prevails on top. nujabes finding the first break though. That does not spell good news for them at all, as Wanderio keeps on holding in the KI section, but does break on the spaced burst. So but gets traded right after, so it's really close though, but not looking good for nujabes, as Wanderio has slight combo advantage going here into the second third of the map.
Second third of the map, basically vice versa of what we had in the first verses and the last key eyes, and especially in the last key eyes, where you're definitely going to see, I believe, just a lot more cross-screen jumps, a lot more density of the streams. But this map is very vice versa, very consistent on what it wants to show you. Right now, combo advantage towards Wanderio, just giving him a little bit of an edge for the advantage of the lead. Is 23k right now. Hundreds dropped, giving a little bit more leeway for TS Fury to work around with. But that combo on Wanderio's side is the only reason why this lead is in his side, just by that much. And now into the Ki we go. It is going to be the same thing we saw in the first Ki, as I've already said. And the jumps continue flurry like wildfire, and especially with both of these combos still going crazy. Both of these players just locking the heck back in for this last section. That space stream, very difficult to hit, and both of them just show why they're in it to win it. This is anyone's game at this point. Any breaks right now could mean the death of the other player, but it is the slider jump section. Nobody faltering, nobody falling apart on the combos. Last stream section, and it is back to equilibrium. A little bit of free combo, a little bit of break section here. It's still very consistent, but Wanderio, he's just keeping TS Fury away. But he breaks on what? Nothing. The 5 burst of nerves had got into him as Wanderio. He's going to continue his dominance, and he hits that stream as the map comes to a close. I don't believe TS Fury has any idea that he has lost this map as Wanderio. He's just going crazy. Just give this guy his props. Grand Finals bound. Grand Finals. Winner's bracket advantage. 7-5 is the final score for this hard rock one. He finally finds a break, but what an absolute crazy performance.
Absolute god mode from Wanderio on this HR1. Seeing absolutely every single difficult pattern. Only on that first third it looked uncomfortable, but not even that much. And they hit the ending as well, both of them. What an absolute performance from these two players. I have no words. They've been at it each other's throats since the very first map, and they've been they've been super close on absolutely every single pick. And we had 6 straight, just breakpoints between both of them. It's just so many good moments in this match. This has been an absolute banger. Unfortunately, only one can advance into that winners grand finals, and it will be Wanderio standing high, waiting for their opponent, waiting to see who will face them and who will manage to have a chance at winning this whole tournament. It will be between nujabes, yes, and Sparkly Fairy 200, as they will fight in the losers grand final for that spot in the winners grand final to have their rematch with Wanderio. We will see if nujabes manages to get that revenge in the end, or if Sparkly Fairy will be the one to have their shot at winning the whole thing. But until then, we'll see this tiebreaker showcase from both of these players who have been absolutely amazing throughout the tournament, and especially throughout this match, where they've absolutely just impressed every single one of us, I feel like.
Yeah, Birchman and TS Fury in the losers grand finals. That's going to be the match that is going to be the decider of who goes against Wanderio in the winners bracket for grand finals. And that match down below is an absolute grueling one, to be fair. Both players really good at all their skill sets. Basically, I believe both of these players, Birchman and TS Fury, could basically be betting the same things, and they would just be happy with it, considering that they kind of go the same kind of skill sets. Just a little bit more of gimmicky advantage for Birchman, but yeah, RPG, it's a very good map. Wanderio, congratulations for moving up to top 2 guaranteed, as well as the winner of this match as well. And I believe all your viewers were very excited to see tiebreaker in this match. I believed it too, but unfortunately Wanderio went against the script and flipped it to make it 7-5, winning for him.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to see a tiebreaker in actual match, everything is on the line type scenario. We only get to see it for fun, but yeah, I think it would have been absolutely amazing for not for content, but in general, to see these two players with everything on the line, with all the nerves and everything else from carried throughout the match into this tiebreak. I feel like would have been absolutely insane to watch, but we get to at least see to get a taste of what could have been by them playing it for fun, which is definitely looking like so far it would have been dominated by Wanderio as they get the break.
This guy's already going crazy on the tiebreaker. Bro, even if we went to tiebreaker, Wanderio would just go crazy on this. He's on an FC still. This tech section is actually difficult as heck, and he's still going. The sliders do not have any effect. The Lion does not care for the slider difficulty of this map. He does not give a care.
Someone tell this dude he doesn't actually have to play at full potential on this tiebreaker because it's only for fun. Please, someone tell him to slow down a bit because he's absolutely destroying him. What are we watching? Hello? He's still on an FC.
Am I watching Vaxe on Emmerich Grandmaster Cup? Like, what?
It is Vaxe POV.
Okay. So he gets through this part.
Oh,
and he breaks on the fibers. And he breaks on nothing. Okay, we're winning. Canada is winning OWC. I'm calling it right now.
You heard it here, folks. OWC inbound Wanderio will crush everyone on the tiebreakers and on every single other play because they've been absolutely crazy. It's actually insane how people found like both of them. They're really good players, but I don't know. It just in the last couple of maps, I feel like Wanderio just stepped it up on another level beyond what we saw at the beginning. It's kind of scary to think that he was holding that back from us.
Okay, he's lost his aim stamina. Let's see what he can do on the cut stream section. And already finding a side break. TS Fury, can he back this up? Can he get this? He's getting this bread. He's getting his money. He's getting his back.
There's a lot of combo to be made up on a tiebreaker. 100k score difference might as well be 1 million. And that break as well is not exactly what he needed to if he wanted to get the lead back. Even for fun, we're still in it. I feel like this. I really wanted to see this on a full stake like showdown between the two because I feel like it would have been a lot closer than what we're seeing right now.
Nerves would probably play a huge factor in that, as well as like nerves sometimes help some people play. The adrenaline getting in your body, you're hyper focused, your human reaction time would be a lot more faster, and you would probably be performing at maybe 10% more than your usual, but it is what this is. Yep, I believe so. Just going back at it. Yep, Birchman, TS Fury loses bracket for top 2, but it is top 3 guaranteed for all 3 of those players. Looking them down, Wanderio, TS Fury, and Birchman. And this has been an absolute great tournament. I mean, thank you, Dio, for even giving the consideration of hosting a 1v1 open rank tournament. Or excuse me, a 1v1 rank 1 to rank 900 or 9,999, basically the end of 4 digit, or even just a little bit, and just to showcase who can be the savior of the OSU World Cup, who will help win Canada the OSU World Cup. But it is going to be the end of the map, and I believe so. Thank you everyone for joining to this wonderful winners bracket match. It is the last match of the finals weekend. Map Pool Showcase will be delayed due to Thanksgiving. Thank you everybody coming to watch. Wilton Rose, thank you so much for commentating with us today, and we will see you guys in the grand finals Map Pool Showcase.